Hey guys, what's up? It's Sierra, the Festive Bohemian. Today I'm super excited because in today's video we're talking fall decor. They're all very easy, simple DIYs. These 5 DIYs can be used throughout your home in any way that you choose, but today I'm going to be decorating my table. I did change my mind quite a bit and was like moving things around, so you will see me throughout this video like constantly being shifted around, but at the end I was very happy with the result. So I hope you guys enjoy these DIYs. Let's go! Fall DIY number 1 is going to be mini braided pumpkins. I found this hemp twine or yarn at Joann's. It was in the clearance section and I couldn't resist these pumpkins I found at thrift store. It was a whole bag of pumpkins with pine cones and all sorts of random things. You know, these pumpkins can be expensive at the store. So I'm actually kind of a fan of this coppery looking pumpkin, so I'm going to keep that one how it is, but these other ones I'm going to wrap in the twine. Now there are a few different ways that you can add twine to your pumpkin. First, cut several individual strands of the yarn. Next, I took about 9 strands, removed the stem, then following the grooves of the pumpkin, I began hot gluing the yarn down. Now you can either glue it down straight or you can create a braid, which I think gives the pumpkin a knitted look. Here, each strand is about 3 pieces of twine thick. I just began braiding, hot gluing it down as I went. LOL to our puppy and my foot in the background. I continued that same process until my pumpkin was completely covered. I just want to show you how I jazzed up these white pumpkins a bit. They're just all scuffed and I'm not a fan of the stem. First, I removed the stem. Using the chiffon cream chalk paint, I gave the pumpkins a fresh coat and sealed them. I took the stem, cut off any awkward looking pieces so it'll be easier to wrap with our twine. So starting from the top, I just began wrapping the stem. The top is a little awkward, so I used a bit of hot glue to get the yarn to go where I wanted. I am loving the way these turned out, and then you can just style them as you like. Fall DIY number 2 is going to be our wool pumpkins. Now, another item I found at clearance was these wool yarn. There was 2 different colors. I got a dark green and like an orangey color, and I'm really digging the green right now. So I had to get it. The yarn, it really kind of like falls apart. You know, it's not like, it doesn't really hold together very well. First, I removed the stem. Starting from the bottom, I began hot gluing my yarn to my pumpkin, or in this case, a little squash. The key here is to pull the yarn tight to keep the shape of the squash or pumpkin as much as possible. Once I was happy with the way it looked, I added my stem back on. I couldn't find my stem hole, so I used a toothpick to remake one. And there you go. DIY number 3 is another pumpkin. I promise it's the last one. Is going to be these black Antiquey looking pumpkins. These are paper mache pumpkins. You can find them at most craft stores or online. These were from my baby shower a few years back. I was able to remove everything but this gold polka dot netting, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just going to paint over it with some matte spray paint in the color Farmhouse Black. I actually liked the look of the netting under the black. It added a cool texture to the pumpkin. I decided, however, to stick to the plan. I lightly sprayed the pumpkin with a stone textured paint in the color gray. And we're all done. You can make several of these pumpkins. Do different colors, stack them up. The possibilities are endless with this one. And I'm really happy with the way it came out. I feel like it's a good contrast to the white ones. It'll be nice for when I put my Halloween decorations up. It'll kind of really tie everything together because I really like black when it comes to Halloween decor. Fall DIY number 4 is going to be these candlesticks. So one thing I see a lot of is these little candle holders at the DI or at the thrift store. Sorry, my Utah slang. Man, I've been thinking of ways of like, what can I possibly do with these things? So I thought it was time to put these Tealight holders to use. I used 4 Tealight holders per candlestick. I made 2 candlesticks, so that's a combined total of 8 Tealight holders. This time I'm using Gorilla Glue. First, I glued all the butts or bottoms of the Tealights together. I want them to dry as straight as possible, otherwise we'll get some wonky looking candlesticks. I weighed them down with whatever I could find and let them dry. Once those dried fully, I stacked the 2 together. Wiped away any excess glue with a wet paper towel and let it dry. Now, taking the same chiffon cream chalk paint I used on the pumpkins before, I gave the sticks a nice coat of paint. I did a couple coats of the cream before adding the stone textured gray paint. I've seen this around and finally decided to give it a try. I just did a few small sprays and let that dry. I absolutely love the way this stuff looks. Now you have beautiful neutral candlesticks, perfect for all the seasons. Now, the tricky part is getting the candles to stay in the Tealight holders. I just melted the ends of the candle and dripped it into the Tealight. So it was kind of like a pool of wax. And then I stuck it in that wet wax, held it there. And that seemed to work the best for me. So, but I feel like there's some other ways too. Like my next thought was finding maybe a thumbtack or something sharp and gluing it on the bottom, hot gluing it on the bottom of the candle holder and then sticking the candle into it. Maybe try that. But I think all in all, they turned out really cute. I love the way they look. And I feel like they can be used all year round, right? Spring, summer, fall, winter, They're very like neutral and can blend in with any season. All right, and last but not least, fall DIY number 5. These cute dried flower arrangements in recycled glass. Now these glass bottles, most of them are like kombucha bottles or Starbucks cold brew. So that's where these all came from. I removed the labels on all of these bottles. I actually have a video on how to like easily take any label off from your bottle, so if you want to check that out, I'll link that right here for you. And then I just filled them with some dried floral. And you can buy dried florals, but I feel like they tend to be more pricey than getting live flowers, so you can easily dry your own flowers. So wherever you can find a place to dry your flowers, you just hang them upside down. I always like tie a rubber band around the end of them and then like loop it on something. I actually didn't do that in this case. That's usually what I do, but this time I actually found, so I was shopping at Home Goods and I found these containers filled with dried florals and they were half off, and they had eucalyptus in it. I just couldn't pass it up. I had this piece of burlap laying around, so I thought I'd put it to use. So here I have some chopsticks, but you can also use skewers. You just hot glue the stick to the burlap. Sorry for my bad cameraman skills here, but next I cut the burlap into a leaf shape. Add some dried florals once you're happy with it. Wrap it with your twine. Secure the twine with hot glue. I then cut my stick to length. My scissors weren't strong enough to cut through, so I just made like little indents in the wood to make it easier to just snap. I continued arranging the flowers in the other bottles until I was happy with the way it looked. So I don't get a whole lot of light in my home. So when I'm decorating inside my home and I really want to add some real like live greenery, the best way I found is to do water propagations because they don't need much light at all to thrive. So I had these little clear bottles that I ended up just filling with some water and taking little snips from my ivy that I have, my variegated ivy, and I just added a little bit more life to the table since everything was, dried. I wanted something living in there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed these DIYs. Please let me know what your favorite one was in the comments below, and have a beautiful day, guys. Happy fall, y'all.